I work hard, I deserve this. Or, it's only $50, it won't matter, would it? But those little phrases, when you keep saying them, they quietly keep you broke. In this video, I'll walk you through 6 sneaky money lies many of us believe, and show you how to replace each one of them with the truth that helps thousands of others take back control. So picture this, your bills are paid, your savings grow every month, and you still say yes to fun. That life isn't maybe one day, but it's actually just a few smart choices away for you. Listen, I'm not here to tell you to cancel every fun thing. We're not doing struggle life here. I know you work hard. I'm going to show you how to enjoy your life now and still grow your bank account into a massive future you account at the same time. This is the key to smart spending without guilt. And stick around to the very end, because I'm going to give you a broke no more cheat sheet. 6 simple money truths to print out, post on your fridge, or stick in your wallet as a daily check-in. Trust me, this may be the mindset shift that finally starts to feel real, doable, and freeing. Money line number 1. I work hard. I deserve to treat myself. I know a lot of people who finish a brutal week and the paycheck hits. They're thinking, I've earned this, and drop $150 on fast food and a new outfit. By Tuesday, the money is gone and the stress is back. Sounds familiar? Here's the truth. You've worked over 50 hours this week. Now your brain is reaching for quick comfort to fight exhaustion. But real self-care isn't about the instant high. It's about avoiding bigger stress. So you're telling yourself you deserve good things, but the real reward is actually not being stressed at the end of every week. Say this to yourself instead. I deserve to not feel broke every week. And that is the real reward. Tell you what, start a treat yourself later jar. Every time when you skip an emotional spending, drop $20 in the jar. And $5 in the jar whenever you've had lunch and avoid buying takeout lunch and coffee. When they hit $100, buy one guilt-free, quarterly or yearly planned treat from the money in the fun jar, or drop it into savings. Either way, you train your brain to love saving. Go to our community page and check out some of the fun trips that my husband and I had in the last 20 years from following this simple principle. My very smart sister and her half-dozen girlfriends run this fun party every 6 months when they bring clothing that they haven't worn for over 2 years to swap. They also bring a dish each, and someone will provide a bottle of bubblies and turn it into a lovely party when everyone ends up picking something that gives them more joy than wasting $200 to $500 in a mall. Now that you know the smart spending fun trick, remember to subscribe for more money tips. Money line number 2. Saving is boring. I want to live my life now and not miss out. The story is, I know a lot of people who feel intense FOMO, fear of missing out. When they see their friends constantly traveling or wearing new clothes, they actually use a credit card to keep up trading quick fun for debt stress later on. I hear this a lot. Why save when life is short? Savings feel boring, like missing out. But when your account is always empty, doesn't that feel more stressful? Saving isn't about staying home and skipping everything. It's about buying freedom instead of clutter. Say this to yourself instead of spending less now so I can say yes to bigger things later on. What's really happening is we think fun means constant spending, but real fun isn't a 5 minute dopamine hit. It's freedom. You see, we're getting into summer months now, and seeing that I had put on a few pairs during winter, I was thinking of picking up a few t-shirts and gym leggings. And I'm over the moon when I remember the last lots of t-shirts and gym leggings that my sister had given me the last time she visited. You know what? I have this instant sense of calmness and relief that I don't have to fight through the mall to buy something new, especially after the freedom I felt after giving away 20 boxes of goodies that everyone had been giving me, boxes of shoes, handbags that I hardly worn, and clothes that don't quite fit me anymore. And even when I got them for free, it is still nice to be light and to get rid of stuff that you don't need anymore. My husband and I are really enjoying the space in our walk-in wardrobes now. Savings isn't about staying home and skipping everything. It's about buying freedom instead of cluttered. So the fun refrain is, we are trading FOMO for JOMO. We're trading the fear of missing out for the joy of missing out. Real fun is saying yes to a sabbatical, moving out on your own, or backpacking without debt stress. That is a bigger, better yes. So build a fun tracker wall, print your dream, whether it is your future home, your next rental, or your holiday. Draw a progress bar and color a block every time you save instead of spend and make the progress visible. So share your wins in the comments below. Tell us what you're saving for that is way more fun than other random lunch. Money line number 3 is just $30. A little spur won't kill me. You see, I know a lot of people who grab a $6 coffee after an $11 take-out lunch and then a $100 Amazon's order all in one day. None felt extreme until they realized $400 disappeared last week. What's really happening is that $30 isn't just one thing. We act like small purchases don't matter, but they do. Every little box feels harmless, yet it steals from your future. Remember, small leak can sink big ship. So say this to yourself instead. Little leaks drain your big dreams. So next time when you're about to spend, pause for 30 days and ask, would I still want this in 30 days? Most things lose their power in 30 days. Money line number 4. I'll just pay it off later. And that is the credit card robbery. I know a lot of people who charge a big dinner telling themselves they'll pay off next week. But next week, they got car trouble or life stuff. And then this card charge turned into another new debt. You see, credit actually separates the wow of buying from the ouch of paying. So say this to yourself instead. If I can't buy for it now, I'll owe even more later. So I won't like that. What's really happening is that credit cards disconnect the pain of buying from the act of buying. Your brain thinks you've got free food, but now you're buying the item plus interest. So you are not just shopping with future you's money, you're robbing the future you with interest. Every charge that sits there is taking up space in your financial home. And the rule to live by, no fun expenses go on credit, unless it is paid in full by the end of the month. And if it is not, that dinner just became the most expensive meal of the year. Money line number 5. Everyone else buys stuff like this. A young woman told me once she was buying a designer sneakers because all my friends have them. I can't show up looking broke. But she was already paying off 3 different cards. Social medias makes broke look beautiful. And the lie is everyone else's buy stuff like this. I feel poor. The real story is I know a lot of people who feel behind whenever they scroll through Instagram. They see people their age traveling, wearing designer clothes. They feel ashamed of their old car, so they buy something to keep up. What's really happening is we compare the highlight reels of other people's spending to the behind the scene of our own reality. Most people are showing off stuff they're still paying off, so don't follow their stress. Say this to yourself instead. Just because it's common doesn't mean it's wise. You see, having followers doesn't mean having money. Many people buy a lifestyle they can't afford, so don't envy their debt. True wealth is quiet. Only the broke shows off. So stick this up on your mirror as a reminder. Quiet wealth is much better than loud spending. For me, I much prefer a quiet wallet than a loud lifestyle. I'm not sure if you have noticed, but I actually had a haircut last week by my husband. All I had to tell him is 2 inches off, please. And he just snipped away, and most of the time he said, nah, just 1 inch will do. But that is fine. So he's the boss because he's the one who has to look at me. So spend less time scrolling to keep up with the Joneses and spend more time in your future millionaire tracker. And if you have been nodding along and felt one of these hit home, you've just unlocked something. And you're not alone. So share this video with 5 of your best buddies who also want to make smarter money moves as well, because building smarter habits together is where the real magic happens. Money line number 6. Budgeting means no fun. Someone told me once, budgeting feels like punishment. What's the point of working if I can't enjoy it? I get that. But what they're really saying is, I want to stop feeling guilty when I spend. The reframe for this one is that a budget doesn't say no. It says, not yet, my friend. It holds the door open for a guilty-free spending later. Budgeting isn't a cage. It's a permission slip. So don't treat budgeting as a punishment when it is really a plan for freedom. People with a plan often spend more on fun because they plan for it and they feel no guilt. One of the micro habits that you want to start is a yes list. A yes list to your budget. List 5 fun things that you can do this month based on your plan. Focus on what you can spend, not what you cannot spend. Go and do 5 fun things this month, like picnic, movie at home, a $25 brunch, a free museum day, or a game night. Also, one fun thing this month that you can do with your money set aside. Let yourself enjoy it because you plan for it. So say this to yourself instead. Budgeting is how I tell my money what I want, not the other way around. Okay, so we know we shop emotionally because we're trying to fix a feeling. When the urge hits, you need a quick, instant distraction swap. Here's what's worked for thousands of others. Go for a walk, get up and move your body, call a friend. A little connections beat that any day, or make it a maybe later wish list on your phone note. Before you buy something you weren't planned for, pause and ask yourself, do I need this? Or do I just want to feel better today? Do nothing for 30 days and you'll see that impulse just disappear. Remember, you don't need to restrict joy, just need to delay the pain of money mismanagement. Hey, did one of those mindset shifts help? Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. You are just a few shifts away from so much peace. Money mindset reframes, something for you to post up, share with your buddies, or keep it on your phone whenever temptation hits. And remember, you don't need to cut out fun. You just need to stop giving your future self a headache. Look, I know these changes aren't always easy, but they are possible and they work, especially when we grow together. Hey, Savvy Savers, you've done something powerful today. You showed up, and that matters. Here's what I really want you to remember. This isn't about being perfect. It's about becoming aware. Those little phrases we say every day, they quietly shape how we think, how we spend, and how we feel about money. Once you see them for what they are, you can gently replace them with thought that support your peace instead of stealing it. And listen, you're not bad with money. You just taught the wrong script. Today, you started rewriting it, and that's real progress. And I've made you something special. If you want help with these mindset shifts in real life, go download my free Broke No More cheat sheet below. You can print it, save it on your phone, or stick it on your fridge, so whenever temptation hits, you already know what to say instead. And if this video helped you, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next step. We're building this one tiny habit at a time. Now, tell me in the comments below, what's one want you've paused on this week and what you choose instead? Your story might help someone else. And yes, I read every one of them. Let's put a smile on your face. Why don't skeletons fight each other? Because they don't have the gut. Hey, now that you understand these money myths and how to flip them, here's the next piece of the puzzle. If you want to know which daily habits separate ordinary earners from people who quietly build real wealth and how you can start using them in a way that fits your real life, click the next video right here. I break down the 5 millionaires habits that changed my life without burnout or deprivation. So go watch that now, and I'll see you over there.